This is the plaintiff, Valerie Calhoun. She says there was a fire in an apartment above hers, and she was forced to move out due to all the water damage. She thinks she's entitled to a rent rebate because she couldn't live there during the repairs. She can't believe the defendants refused to budge on this issue and hopes the judge can get them to do what she cannot. She's suing for $500, the amount she's out. These are the defendants, Carlos and Maria Alvarado. Maria says the plaintiff did not, in fact, live in the apartment for 1 month, but that's what insurance is for. The plaintiff is suing for the insurance company deductible, but she chose her own insurance and her own terms, so how is that their fault? Bottom line, they owe this penny-pinching woman nothing and are accused of not budging.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says she was forced to move out of her apartment because of a fire, and the defendant refuses to give her a rent rebate. But the defendant says the plaintiff should have had insurance, so tough. It's the case of the tenant who got burned.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay. Valerie Calhoun, yes. You are suing your landlords, or your former landlords, Carlos and Maria Alvarado, for $500 representing your insurance deductible, because there was a fire forcing you to leave the apartment. Tell me what happened.
On December the 6th, about 8:30 in the morning, there was a little girl left alone in a condo adjacent.
How old?
She was 9. And she was left alone in the apartment adjacent upstairs from mine. I was downstairs getting ready to go out of town, and she comes running downstairs saying, "My house is on fire, my house is on fire." And then she is being consoled by another neighbor. Another neighbor has her wrapped up in a blanket. I grabbed my jacket and my cell phone because it was cold that day, and I ran out and gave the neighbor my cell phone because she didn't have one. I said, "Call 911 now and get the sheriff's department." Get
Why
the
didn't
fire
you just
department.
call 911?
Because I tried to put the fire out.
For real?
Yes.
With what?
Well, with
Spit?
the fire.
What were you doing?
Fire extinguisher. I broke
you
the
had
glass.
a fire extinguisher. Okay.
I broke the glass, went upstairs, was down low, and just shot into the condo. But it was.
Was the door open?
Yes, it was open.
You didn't go in?
No.
Okay.
I knew better than that.
All right. All right.
And then I asked the little girl, I said, "Is there anybody else in there?" And she said, "No." I said, "Where is the fire?" And she said, "It's back in my mom's bedroom." And all the condos are set up the same way, so I knew where it was at. And it was like there was no way I was going to go in.
No.
And so I just went and pulled the fire alarm on the side of the building and got the fire department there.
Well, how did the fire start? Did anybody ever find out?
Yes, the next day when I went back, when I was interviewed by a media station, which I do have the video here.
You have the video? I'm dying to see the video, but go on.
So anyway, they said that they found out that she finally told the truth, the 9-year-old told the truth, that there was a candle and it fell on the bed.
The mom left a candle, or the child had lit it?
I don't know the whole.
Why did the mom leave a 9-year-old alone? What time of the day or night was this?
8:30 in the morning. She was getting ready for school.
On her
Monday.
own? Mm-hmm. 9 is sort of young to be getting ready for school on their own. I mean, I realize my kids aren't terribly independent, but for the love of all that's holy, are you kidding me?
Her mom was at work, yes. They had a hard time.
God bless her. I'm sure they're struggling like everybody else, but come on. 9?
Yeah.
I'm appalled. All right, let me see the... And you guys are the owners of the condo she lives in?
Yes, we are.
Oh my God, you guys don't live in that building?
No, we don't.
Thank God. How many units got destroyed?
About 6.
Nobody ever found out if she lit the candle, if the mother left the candle on, or what it was?
No. Because after the condo was condemned, I just...
The whole condo? The whole building?
Few units.
6 units. Several units were condemned, and nobody could go back until they got
But I couldn't go back to mine.
And you had paid December rent, right? She had paid December rent?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just ask you, when you had started to say she finally told the truth, why? What was she saying the first day?
She didn't know how the fire started.
Right.
That's all she kept saying.
What were the news stations reporting?
They were saying she was the hero.
So they were reporting that the 9-year-old was the hero?
Yes.
That she was the hero?
Yeah, and I was the one that came and said, when I saw the news media, when I went back to pick up some stuff.
She's not the hero, I'm the hero.
Exactly. And
all right.
there was a paper article in the paper.
Let me see the article, but let's see if we can play this now.
Fox 35's Elizabeth Alvarez talks with the woman who narrowly escaped the flames.
Here's
there's a little girl screaming and banging on a door, and she's down here screaming, "My house is on fire! My house is on fire!"
That's when Valerie Calhoun knew she had to do something to help the 9-year-old girl who lives in the upstairs apartment. Several units, including Calhoun's, were damaged. Skyfox captured smoke billowing from the complex on Wyman Court Tuesday morning. A burning candle, possibly the cause.
I knock out the glass out of the fire extinguisher, and I'm down here, down below, shooting, the fire extinguisher, but it's thick black smoke. It's just too thick, And so I go to the little girl, I said, "Is there anybody else in there?" And she says, "No."
Calhoun tells me she then ran over to the fire alarm.
Oh, yeah, I know, just like, look down. It's just that simple. I'm just glad that I was here, and there was no lives, and not any more damage done than what was done.
Elizabeth Alvarez, Fox 35 News.
Okay. So how much of your stuff was destroyed?
I just had a little water damage.
Okay. And that's from the cure is usually worse than the disease.
Yeah,
because when they come in, they have one objective, and that is to just, flood the place to make sure that no one else gets hurt and that they contain the fire, because it could be disastrous otherwise, right?
Right.
So just water damage everywhere, not fire damage. All right, so you have to move out, obviously.
Right.
On December 6th. And when you move out, do you talk to your landlords about the fact that your rent has already been paid up for December and that you don't have a place to live?
Yes. I spoke to him that I wanted to see if I could get some of my rent back, because I didn't stay there the whole month because of the fire, and I wasn't planning on coming back because I did not feel safe there. And they said, "Well, I'll take this as your 1 month's notice," and because they said they needed a 1 month's notice. I was living month to month. I didn't have a lease anymore.
Right.
So I was living month to month.
So the answer is you did not get any money back for December. Where did you go?
Well, I did have renter's insurance, and they paid me to stay in an extended stay hotel until the money ran out.
And then the money ran out when?
It was going to run out on February 25th, and I left on the 21st.
Of what?
Of February.
Of February. So for the rest of December, January, and most of February, mercifully, you had renter's insurance, because most people don't even have that.
Right.
And so that covered your losses and your living expenses, but only until February something. Well, at that point,
until whatever the amount.
I'm surprised they covered it more than 30 days, because really they could ditch you with 30 days notice. So, but in any event, it did. It covered you all the way to February. And then what happened?
My boyfriend found a house and bought it and was renovating it. And so while it was still being renovated, I still moved in there.
Okay, and that's where you are now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And did renter's insurance cover any loss? You had water damage, but were your clothes water damage? Was your furniture water damage, or no?
No.
So what you're suing for is your $500 deductible from your renter's insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
She gave us a call that day, and we found out, and from there we started talking to her about what was going to happen and about the insurance that she had, and also about our things, because we also.
Did you guys have insurance?
The condo association had insurance.
But you didn't have insurance for that?
We did not have insurance.
No, the condo association covers up to the sheetrock, the paint, the texture, and everything inside. It belongs to me. So I'm supposed to refix the texture.
So you're eating all that sheetrock and all the repairs on the inside. Yes. So you didn't have insurance for that?
We did not have insurance.
Did you know you didn't?
No, because the Florida changed the guidelines after we had bought the condo. So when it changed, we didn't find out about it.
What do you mean?
Years before, the insurance company would have covered.
What insurance company? The condo
insurance company?
When we closed on the unit, at the closing, they told us you don't need insurance because the condos, the umbrella insurance will cover everything.
Did you have a mortgage on it?
Yes. We have a mortgage on it.
So you got your mortgage and you didn't have to buy insurance, so you have to be right.
Right.
All right, so go on.
So that's the whole point. She did have insurance. We told her to get insurance, the renter's insurance. I don't know how we're, liable for her deductible. I didn't choose her insurance. I didn't tell her to get one with a deductible. I still paid my mortgage. I couldn't call the mortgage company and say, we're out money, because we are out money as well.
So, if the fire was not the fault of the guy who owns the condominium, is the tenant allowed a rent rebate? Because the tenant's saying, hey, I got to move somewhere. I can't live here. What do you think?
Absolutely. I rent, and I know that I wouldn't want to be blamed for a fire if I didn't start it.
Well, I got it, but it's not that the renter, it's that the guy who owns the place is saying, look, I'm as much of a victim as you. I don't have to give you a rent rebate. Does the landlord have to give a rent rebate?
I don't think so. I think the renter should take the responsibility and have renter's insurance.
Well, that's what the landlord's saying. What do you think? You're going to be the tiebreaker.
I think it's up to the owner because you're relying on the place of the owner for a life.
Well, up to the owner. It's up to the judge. Should the judge force the defendant, the owner, to give the tenant a rent rebate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Going inside the courtroom.
You can't call your bank and say, I'm not paying my mortgage because I'm out money because I'm not getting rent money. And here's why you can't. You can't do that because the contract between you and your bank is they loaned you some money to buy the place, and they did their part. They gave you the money to buy the place. That's it. Their obligation is complete. And then your obligation is you'll pay monthly payments. So that's your contract with the mortgage company. The contract you have with your tenant is different. The contract that you have with your tenant is I will provide a habitable place. I know you didn't start the fire. Right. I know it's not your fault. But when you can't provide a habitable place, how is that her problem? I understand it wasn't your fault, but your recourse, it's not her problem because you have to provide, according to your contract with her, a habitable place. And if somebody does something, a third party, to make it uninhabitable, then you need to go after that third party, whether it's the mother who left her alone, which I think that's who it is, okay? Or, you know, if there was faulty wiring, then that would be who it is. Whatever the cause of the fire is, you have to go through. I know that feels unfair to you, but it's also really unfair to her. And the law is that since you have to provide a habitable place, if you don't, you have to go after that third party. Now, oddly enough, you certainly don't have to pay. You're suing for the wrong thing. You're suing for the deductible, which you're not entitled to. They don't have to pay your deductible. But what you are entitled to is the rest of December that you didn't get to live out. Exactly. That's what you are entitled to, okay? What's your rent?
It was at $720.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
That's
okay. And this happened on December 6th?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to do in this case is a concept in the law that judges are able to do when fairness dictates it, which is conform your pleadings to the evidence that was presented. From the evidence that was presented, you're entitled to the rest of December back, a rebate, a proration, if you will, on the time in December you weren't allowed to use, which is $603.87. That's what I'm going to order them to pay you. Now, you have other issues that you need to look up what your legal liabilities are. For example, you were reimbursed for that by your insurance company. You can't claim that as a defense. You can't say, well, they have insurance to cover it, so I don't have to pay. You can't do that. But you may get into insurance issues and troubles and, you know, issues with insurance fraud if you do not now call your company and let them know that you got reimbursed that to see what your company wants to do. Okay?
All right.
All right. $603.87. Verdict for the plaintiff. Is the place done now?
We just got it recently.
Just got it back?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you re-rented it?
No, not yet.
All right, good luck. Good luck. I hope you re-rent it.
Are you looking for a condo in Orlando?
I'm not looking for a condo in Orlando. I just left Orlando. Thank you very much. I'm not looking for a condo in Orlando, at least not right now. Good luck, guys. Bye.
Hold on right there, guys.
So let's find out what the defendants have to say about the outcome of this case here. Step in. She actually got a little bit more than she bargained for when she came into court.
She did. I guess that's what the law says. That's what needs to happen.
And so the changes in the law, are you up with the changes in the law now since you bought the place?
No, we know. Now we know that we need insurance to cover that part, our losses too. At that time, we didn't know that. So
what's the market like down there in Orlando to rent places like this?
Really bad now.
Yeah.
So it's been empty for a while, and it might be empty. It was empty before she rented for about 7 months.
Oh, you got a nice advertisement for the place.
Right.
You know?
Call me.
Call him, will you? All right, head right down, around the corner over here. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so come on in here, and how about that? You came in and sued for one amount, and you got more.
Yes, I did. But I am going to take the judge's advice and email my insurance company, let them know that I did get those funds to see what they want to do about that.
Well, you really are on top of your game now. So you were the hero of the fire, and all the credit went to the 9-year-old.
Well, she did alert everybody that there was a fire. She, could have just gone to school and just let it burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did alert, the neighbors.
So who's the hero?
I'm the hero.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, you know what? It's not required to have renter's insurance, but I got to tell you, this case should be a good example. It is advisable to get it, especially if you have valuables in the unit. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.